One of my very favorite things to make with leftover turkey is turkey spread. No, not turkey salad. It is turkey spread. My mama told me so. Let me show you how I make it and then the different things that you can do with it. Welcome to The Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. Today I'm gonna make turkey spread, not turkey salad. Turkey spread. Now, you can call it turkey salad if you want to call it turkey salad, but my mom always called it turkey spread, and that's what I call it. And it makes sense because you don't chunk up the turkey, you actually grind up the turkey, and it makes a nice spread. And you can do some really fancy things with it, which I'm going to show you in just a bit. But first, let's get to making it. What I have here is 8 ounces of turkey. This is leftover turkey, just pulled off of the breastbone. You can use breast meat, you can use dark meat, anything you want. It's perfectly fine. And I just put it into large chunks. Depending on how powerful your blender or your food processor is, will depend on the size that you want to make these. We are going to process it to not paste, okay, because this is a powerful blender, but we are going to process it to like fine shreds. All right, so let's go ahead and dump that in. Now, if you don't have a blender that has this 3-blade and the ability to chop, then of course use your food processor, or you could do it manually by chopping it very, very thin, but it's gonna be a little time consuming. All right, let's get this lid on here. And now we will turn the blender on. What I wanna do, let me move these out of my way. What I wanna do is go to the chop setting. All right, there we go. And hit the start button. Now, if you want to go a little bit finer, you could do it again. All right, that looks good. Now I'm gonna grab a medium-sized mixing bowl and go ahead and take this blade out and get all of the turkey out. Then I'll show you the size that the little pieces are so that you can mimic that in your food processor, or you can do it by hand if you want. So just about that. I mean, they are tiny. Some are bigger than others, but basically it's just like a rough grind, okay? All right, now to that we want to add in 1 celery stalk that is finely diced. You don't want a lot of texture in your turkey spread. So I make them little itty bitty, okay? Like maybe 1/8 of an inch dice, maximum 1/4 inch dice. So put that in, that's 1 celery stalk or about 1/4 cup. And then I have my spice blend, which is super simple. It's 1/2 teaspoon of fine grind sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm just gonna sprinkle that in, make sure we get all of that out. It's very important. And then we put in a little bit of mayonnaise, and I have 6 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Now you can use as much or as little mayonnaise as you like to get the consistency of the spread that you like. I mean, sometimes the turkey meat's gonna be a little bit drier than others, so you may need a little bit more, you may need a little bit less. I also put in 3 tablespoons of sweet pickle relish. I like the sweet flavor, but if you wanted a dill pickle relish, you could certainly do that. That would be fine. And that adds some moisture too. So if you omit the pickles altogether, the pickle relish, then you will probably need another tablespoon of mayonnaise. All right, now mix this up, and I go by looks mostly. If it's not creamy enough, we add in more mayonnaise. But this looks like it's gonna be just fine. The best thing to do is to make this up the day before and put it in the refrigerator and let it sit and chill, because the flavors will all meld together, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. Simply amazing. Isn't it funny? I'm so excited about turkey spread, but this reminds me of my mom so much. She also made a chicken spread that was similar to this, but the turkey spread, oh my gosh, and a ham spread. All right, so that's all mixed up. It looks beautiful. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I do with it because it's a little bit different than Mom did. And it involves another recipe of mine, and it's really beautiful to serve, like for a luncheon or a brunch or even an appetizer. So let me grab those ingredients and let me whip one up. All right, so I got 2 ingredients really. One is a 10-inch flour tortilla, and then the other ingredient is my pepper relish, which I love to make. It's a little sweet, a tad bit spicy, but really more sour than it is spicy. It is so delicious as a condiment on so many different things, including what we're about to make. All right, so 1 10-inch flour tortilla, any size will do. You just use more or less of the filling. All right, so I'm gonna take about 1/4 cup here. We're gonna need a total probably of about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup. And then you want to spread it out into a thin layer. I might need a little bit more. So maybe a total of 1 cup. I don't think it was 1 cup though. I'm going to go with 3/4 cup. All right, there we go. That looks perfect. And now what we do is we roll this. So start at this end. You know, let me put just a little bit more down here because I think this is important. I hate when the center is empty. Down here at these edges, these other 3 edges, it won't really matter, but I hate when the center is totally empty. So then just roll it up. And you don't want to go all the way to the edge or you'll push everything out. So I've left about 1 inch all the way around the edge that doesn't have any of the salad. And then I just roll this up like that. Okay. Now the edges here, what I do is because we don't go all the way to the edge, I just kind of feel for where does it start and then make one little cut there. And then you want to make them in about 1/4 to 1/2 inch cuts. And I could do that for the rest of them, but I just wanted to show you. And then you put them on your platter with a little bit of this relish. You want them thin enough so that they're a 1-bite appetizer, okay? And I'll just do this for the rest of them. The one at the end that isn't always beautiful is the one that I always taste. Just put a little bit right there. Here we go. So delicious. You get the savory of the turkey salad. It's not salad, it's spread. You get the savory of the turkey spread, a little bit of sweet, tiny bit of heat, a little bit of sour. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. I have to eat another one. You know, I was just sitting here looking at these before I put the relish on, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like some finely diced apples and a little bit of like toasted walnuts or pecans. Oh, that would be wonderful too. Or you could skip the little pinwheel appetizers, grab your favorite type of cracker, throw some on there like this, and call it a day. Or you could top it with a little bit of the relish if you wanted to be a little bit fancier. Now, what I will definitely say, 2 things I'm gonna definitely recommend. Number 1, if you wanna make these up ahead of time, you can wrap them in saran wrap and put them in the refrigerator and they'll last at least a day. Now, you know, the moisture will get into the roll, the flour tortilla, if left longer than that, but at least overnight, you know, 1 day before you can make them up. But don't put the pepper relish on until you're about to serve them because there is moisture also in the pepper relish and you don't want it to disintegrate the flour tortilla. Same if you're gonna do little toppings here with Ritz. With the Ritz, I would not put these together ahead of time, okay? I would assemble them right before you're gonna serve. Or throw a bowl of the turkey spread with a jar of this and some Ritz crackers or whatever crackers you love and tell everybody to have fun, right? All right, one other thing. I know this from experience. It might taste a little bit bland right after you mix it up. Before you get aggressive with your seasonings, let it sit overnight and then stir it up and see what you think, because it's really night and day difference. And I know that because I made it and I was like, oh, I don't know, Jeff, I think it needs like some more seasoning. It's kind of blah. And we got tired, we were ready to go to bed, and I said, I'll just throw it in the refrigerator, I'll deal with it in the morning. Well, the next day it was unbelievable, and I didn't do a thing. So please give it some time to marry all those flavors together and become delicious for you. And then add what you want in. Again, add some spice if you want, add some dill pickle if you want, leave the pickles out. As always, make it yours, make it delicious, and keep it real.